Thanks for tuning in to Drive by Jordan. I'm your host, Jordan. People want to know what it takes to get to certain places in life. I myself think it's simple. Ask those who are there. Today we have a big time lady with us, big time young lady, Dr. Clark. Thank you for coming in and talking with us today. Appreciate you being here.
Of course.
Yeah. So Dr. Clark has a bachelor's degree from Auburn University. She graduated from there in 2015. And then she has a doctorate of optometry from the University of Alabama at Birmingham in 2019, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Thank you for coming through, speaking with us, talking to the audience. You know, we want to know a little bit about you. So tell us about yourself. What do you do for a living?
Yes, I am an optometrist here in Metro Atlanta. So, yeah.
Okay, so what's an optometrist? What's that?
Yes, so all of your primary eye care needs will fall under optometry, but we do not do any type of big surgical procedures. There's a few things depending on the state.
Okay.
But the main kind of surgical medical side of my profession is what's called ophthalmology. And they would go to medical school instead of optometry school.
Okay. So basically you're an eye doctor. We come see you when we have vision problems and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, when would I come see you? Like, I know you say it's like different areas and everything like that. When would I come see you? What type of issues would I need to be having to come see you?
Right. So for me, in the practice that I work at, we do a lot of just your regular basic vision needs. So blurry vision that needs to be corrected by glasses, contact lenses, but also some of the medical things. If you're having like a red eye, pain to the front of your eye, different things like that we can also treat as well.
Okay. So you don't do surgery?
No.
So we come see you for that, like you said, like the primary stuff. So what's the difference? Like what would you said ophthalmologist would be the surgeon?
Right.
And then you're optometrist.
Right, correct.
Okay. So like what setting do you work in? Like you go to like a brick and mortar building, or do you go like to a hospital, or what?
I am more corporate kind of retail setting based out of a lens crafters for most of my work. And then I do a little bit of what's called fill-in work, so as needed, at a Costco location.
Okay. In the physical therapy world, we call that PRN.
Yeah.
Y'all call it that too, or y'all just?
We typically say fill-in.
Fill-in work. Okay. So tell me, what do you do for fun outside of work?
So I am married and I have two little boys. They're 5 and 7, so they definitely keep me busy.
Yeah.
Right now I'm actually doing more part-time career-wise, and then I homeschool. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How is that? Is that fun?
Yeah, it is. Busy for sure.
Yeah.
But I enjoy having that extra time.
Do your babies play sports?
Them. They're kind of getting into figuring out what they like. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. So, what about, so you went to optometry school, so undergrad, you went to Auburn?
Yeah.
Boo.
No, don't do that.
So tell me about your undergrad. Like what was your undergrad major?
Yes, I major in biomedical sciences. It's like it's going to touch bases on your chemistry, your physics, a lot of the biologies, anatomies, things like that. But based off of the advisor's recommendation, anyone who is thinking about going into dental school, optometry school, medical school, that major would cover all of what's called prerequisites or like the courses you need in order to be able to get into those professional schools.
That's a tough major.
Yeah.
That is a very tough major.
They didn't play at all.
Yeah, I know people who major, and like you said, you don't have to major in that.
You don't.
But it covers everything, right?
It does.
It gives you the basis of what you need.
And I definitely felt well prepared for optometry school.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably had a couple of tests at Auburn that was harder than optometry school, honestly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Look, I didn't major. My major wasn't that hard, and I think it was definitely in God's plan. Cause I don't know if I would have been able to do that and get to where I'm at today. Did you pledge at Auburn?
I did.
Okay. Where you pledged?
Delta Sigma Theta.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the Deltas at Auburn, they pretty nice. So talk to me kind of like about the process. You know, let's tell the audience like, how do you get into optometry school, like apply, like the application process. Say you want to be an eye doctor, go to optometry school. What is it that you need to do? Like I know you need to get your undergrad degree, right?
Yeah.
What's the next step? You graduate from undergrad. What's the next step? Or do you plan beforehand, like apply beforehand? How does that work?
You definitely plan beforehand if you want to kind of keep going. If you don't want any like downtime in between. Mm-hmm. But you do have to study for like a entrance exam. It's called the optometry admission test. So, and then that's totally different. Dental school has their own one. Medical school has their own one. But first thing first would be kind of prepping for that because they need that score when you apply to the different schools.
Okay.
So,
So is it a lot of schools like in this like where I know you went to UAB, so it's in Alabama. Is it a lot of optometry schools in Alabama or in Georgia? Like
no, honestly, no. And I was super surprised that there's not any in Georgia, being that we have Emory and all of the extra medical based things. But yeah, there's one in Birmingham, and then South Florida, and then Memphis, Tennessee. After that, you're going north. Yeah. Wow. It's a lot on the West Coast. So it's several in California, although I know it's a bigger state, but yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I ran into one of my friends who he's familiar with you. He, has seen your journey like via social media and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And he said he ran into somebody that you went to optometry school with, and they said that you were the smartest person in the class. And I just wanted to see what you had to say about that.
Wow, that's a compliment. Look, thank you for whoever said that.
Is that true? Were you? Or you? I mean, you may not want to talk about that, but
I wouldn't call it. I don't know how to put that.
How many people are in y'all class?
I would say probably between like 35 to 40. Mm-hmm. UAB typically has a much smaller optometry class. They push for like 50 to 60. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's typically kind of.
And is it like a 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. It's 4 years. And then there's a optional 1 year residency that some people will go into based off of if they want to specialize into something. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So is that like, what were the difference? Like, what's an example of that? What's
like a specialty? Yeah. So, there's like dry eye clinics. So with optometry, it's a lot of different kind of avenues you could take with it. Outside of just working in corporate, if you want like a private practice and you want to kind of set up like a med spa based, dry eye situation. There's sports vision.
Oh, wow.
So there's sports vision. They work really close with like concussion clinics and things like that.
Okay. That makes sense.
Pediatrics. So, little kids' eyes versus adults' eyes. Yeah. This is totally different there. And just the patience for that.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that y'all had all those
it's different little. Yeah, and then some optometrists also will work alongside ophthalmologists. So after the ophthalmologists finish their surgeries, the optometrists will see a lot of what's called their post-ops, or basically, checking on the patient after the surgical procedure. So
that's cool. That's dope. So, would you say like, do you know how many people like on average like apply to? So if your class had 35 in it, so like if I apply, what would my chances be of getting in? Like, do you know if it's a lot of people that apply or?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know the stats on that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know the stats on it.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a problem for you though, because I'm sure you probably had a 4.0 GPA.
I did pretty good. I did pretty good at Auburn. Yeah. Which definitely helped in the
And that's what I try to tell like people that want to go in these different medical professions. That, people that ask like, hey, look, make all the A's you can. Not because if you make a B it's bad, but it's just like these schools are like they're competitive getting into, and you have to like just don't leave any room for error. Do everything you can for yourself, right?
Yeah,
so you can build your case on why you should be selected. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Over somebody else.
I definitely say it gave me like a little bump. Because in all honesty, I was still getting through very hard courses at Auburn during the time I was studying for my what they call the OAT. So I didn't do like phenomenal on it, but I had a really good GPA. solid score. And then you also have an interview process. So, they get to know you as a person as well.
Okay. So you apply and you get interviewed too?
Yes.
Yeah.
You do have
how's
an
that
interview
process? You like go to the school?
You definitely have to go to the school. They'll set everything up for you. But you definitely have to have that OAT score. They look at your GPA and just making sure you have those prerequisite courses as well. So,
yeah, the major the biomedical science, the reason I'm familiar with that major is because I had a line brother that majored in that. And when we was pledging or whatever, and getting all your stuff together, holding each other accountable and everything like that.
Yeah.
I would always be like, man, why you always late, man? why we always get in trouble and everything.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, you don't, this my major. You majoring in that, that easy major you got. My major was easy. I majored in sports and fitness management at Troy.
Yeah.
And it's like, like the business side of like athletics, compliance, stuff like that. So I enjoyed it. So my major was not hard. I ain't gonna lie and say my undergrad. So when I got the physical therapy school, it was a culture shock to me because I was like,
okay,
you gotta study and do homework. You know what I'm saying?
So, I gotta manage my time.
Yeah, I got it. So he was always raving about it. And then like just knowing what I know now, when you hear all the physics and chemistries and organic chemistry, I was like, bro. Shout out to y'all. My undergrad experience would not have been what it been if I would have did that. So once you get done with optometry school, do you have to take like a board exam or anything like that?
Yeah. So you do have a 3-part board exam. The first part is basically a general idea of all the knowledge that you've learned in the past, as at that point, it would be 3 years of optometry school. Part 2 is more application. So kind of clinical setups where you're deciding what medication to give the patient, if we need any, or what's this, what's that, do we need to refer, different things like that. And then the last part is like a physical exam, like a practical. So you have mock patients, and every optometry student in the United States have to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, to take that practical. So yeah, I'm like, why don't we have other areas? So thankfully at that time I was in Atlanta. So, me and my husband drove up, but a lot of people are like having to catch flights just depending on where they are and where their optometry school is. Yeah.
That actually makes sense though. Like, that's cool. I didn't know that. So with my profession and everything, you just go sit in the you go to the building or whatever, the testing building, and just take the test. But the fact that y'all actually have to do something that's practical, what you're doing every day, that makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So the next thing I wanted to get into was on national average, says the optometrist income is $154K, the median or whatever, annually, with the lowest earners at $70K, and with the highest with like experience earning over $230K a year. And I'm guessing $70K is probably like somebody who's working part-time or something like that. I'm not sure though. Yeah. But is that accurate though? So between $154K and $230K. Did that sound pretty accurate as far as about what
I feel like if it's full time and then what setting you're in. So like again, if you have created this booming private practice that's kind of tailored towards, getting a particular, base of patients. Right. It's private practices that can make well over $200K.
Oh, really? Okay.
Corporate, I would probably say a good estimate between maybe 65 to 70 something an hour on a regular weekday. And then because we have some practices that are open on Saturday and Sundays, that's typically a premium pay. So it could be 90 to 100 or something an hour.
Right. Okay. It's dope. Weekend work always you gotta make sure you get a
give me a little extra.
You gotta really pay me to get up on Saturday morning. You know?
For sure.
Yep. So would you say you enjoy what you do? Like going to work and doing what you do, doing eye exams on people, I guess probably giving people information that they didn't know, that may be life changing for them. Do you enjoy doing that?
Yes, I do. Okay. I do. I guess my biggest thing is just being impactful. So I know if you think about what we do every day, you can feel like, oh, this is very like repetitive.
Yeah,
But you know, every patient's eyes is different, and then the conversations that you have as well. You know what I'm saying? So I meet all kind of people, get advice. I be asking questions like, if you could tell me one thing you learned in life, especially for my older patients, then I'm like, I want to get wisdom too. I'm still learning.
So what made you want to be a optometrist?
Optometrist. So I started wearing glasses in 3rd grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Contacts in 7th grade. I also had braces. So I was kind of weighing the options between going into orthodontistry with the teeth and the braces versus the eyes. I have an older sister, 4 years older than me. She's in healthcare. So she kind of really helped, that influence. That influence. But I always said, I was like, I don't want to specialize in all of the body. She does nursing. So, you gotta know about most of everything. So I was like, I don't want to specialize in all of the body. I just want like a particular part. So that kind of like helped guide it. And then once I got to undergrad, I was still undecided, like what exactly I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to go to medical school and be a pediatrician. I love kids. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But the advisor recommended us call around to some different specialties in the town and see if they would allow like a student shadow. So I was super grateful for that because that's not anything I would have just thought of. Like, hey, I'm a student at Auburn. Can I come in and watch you? Type vibe. So, but I did. I ended up shadowing a young woman optometrist, and she only worked 1 day out of the week.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh, this
so that sold you right there.
Right. Because I was like, I really wanted something with a work-life balance. And being from a small town of Monroeville, both of my parents worked 12-hour shifts at paper mills. So I knew I wanted something where I could like work and make a good living, but also have more time with my family. That's
dope. I tell you what, I'm 31 right now, and I know, people say, oh man, once you hit 30, and some people say once you hit 35, once you hit 40.
Yeah.
Man, I'm at work sometimes, and we have meetings and stuff, and I look up, and it's just like regular fun. And I'm like, I know 2 or 3 years ago, I was able to see them words, and I can't see them words no more. So I'm probably going to, have to come see you soon or something like that.
Come get your eye exam.
I probably definitely need some glasses. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely losing my vision. I hope it ain't too bad, though.
Nah, you should still be good.
So is it okay, so... we know what you do. We know you enjoy it and everything. But like, is there anything else that you would say you would? I won't say rather do, but like, if you weren't an optometrist, like, what do you see yourself doing?
What else would I do?
Yeah.
You know what? My line sister just asked us this the other day. So look at you.
Yeah.
I got an answer.
You already ready?
Honestly, I think I would be what's called a postpartum doula. And that's like a person who supports the mom after birth and the baby. It's a little bit more popular now. But like just all the being that I've had, 2 kids now, just all the changes that happen with the mom, bringing a new baby into the home, the baby waking up every hour to every 2 hours, just having that extra support there. So the mom and or dad can sleep and, get at least 5-6 hours of sleep. So I think I would do that.
That's cool. That sounds like a nanny.
Kind of in a sense, but it's like for that kind of short window of like right after they have their baby. So yeah.
That's cool. That's
I
interesting.
think I would do that. I love babies.
That's a good answer. That's interesting. I wouldn't think you would have said that.
Yeah.
So you said you do part-time, right? You said you I know you with your kids and everything like that. So
right.
What does an ordinary week look like for you? Like just from Monday through Friday.
Yeah, I got you. So I do work on one of those premium days each week. My contract is Sunday, Mondays. So Sunday shift is actually shorter. And I like that being a mom because typically on the weekend, it's a little bit easier to find childcare.
Okay.
Yeah. A little easier to find childcare on the weekend, and then the hours are shorter. So that's also nice. But Sunday, Mondays there. in Metro Atlanta, and then either a Wednesday shift or a Saturday half-day shift at Costco in Dallas, Georgia. So
Okay.
And then the other days we're homeschooling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So if I was a new grad student, I didn't have a family, anything. I'm getting out. I just want to make some money, whatever.
Yeah.
And I just got a full-time job. How would that look? Is it just like your typical 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or whatever, or is it just like different shifts? Or?
Yes, it depends on the practice. For a lot of lens crafters, a lot of them are still based like within different. Like a mall in a sense where you're following mall hours. Mm-hmm. So my Monday hours would be like 10 to 6:30.
Okay.
Okay. Which is cool when you don't have kids. You're not worried about like, I got to get them to school. Who's going to pick them up?
Right.
Vibes. But yeah, it's like a 10 to 6:30. Other practices do like a 8 to 5. So it just depends on kind of where you are.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. What do y'all wear to work?
A lot of people wear scrubs. I wear like kind of business casual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. In my profession, physical therapy, you can wear a polo, you can wear khakis, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, I get up in the morning time, I throw them scrubs in the dryer, like as my mama would say, knock the wrinkles out.
Right.
And I throw them bad babies on and go straight to work. It don't take me 10 minutes to get ready in the morning.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I love wearing scrubs. Like I never want to not wear scrubs. Like,
that's what's up. I think for me, because I work part-time, like,
you be ready to get dressed up.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, let me make sure my hair's done. Let me put some clothes on.
Yeah. So say you were talking to a 14-year-old in high school, you know, and look at yourself or where you're at today, you know, what you're doing and everything. And a 14-year-old says, hey, I want to do what you do. You know, what does it take for me to get there? Like, you know, not even just from a educational perspective, like discipline and, doing the right thing, doing what you're supposed to do. What would you say to that 14-year-old little boy or little girl, you know, to get where you're at today?
Biggest thing I would say is time management. Time management is the biggest. It's like, you know, you want to go and you have so much freedom. I know you can, agree to it in undergrad that you might have not had in high school when you're living, under your parents' roof and stuff like that. But just time management. Yeah. Knowing when a test is coming up, figuring out your learning style is also super important as well. I don't do well in group settings. Not with learning the material. Now, if I do it isolated by myself and then come to the group and we talk about it and discuss it, that's better for me. But starting off, like, I was in my room talking to myself, like my first roommate, you probably remember her, Jaquila.
Jaquila. Oh, yeah. I actually do know who you're talking about.
My line sister now.
Yeah.
She was like, is she in there talking to herself? Like, she didn't know me. So it's like, what she got going on? But yeah, I would just be basically as if I'm teaching somebody, but like saying the material out loud until I got it, until I could like tell you about it, sit here and tell you about the topic or whatever. So I definitely feel like learning your learning style and then time management, especially after pledging, parties left and right,
undergrad. Ooh.
Yeah, parties outside of the city you in. It's like, hey, we wanna come on, y'all come kick it with us, everything like that. So it was a lot of no, I gotta pass on it. I gotta test. But if I could go back, I would say I would go out a little bit more.
Really? When you was in undergrad?
Yeah. I would say I would go out a little bit more. I don't want to say don't care about your grades, but
Make sure you take care of yourself to your minimum, right?
Yeah. Don't be like obsessed with your grades in a sense. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah. It's that balance.
You ain't got to make an A every time.
Yeah. It took me a little minute. By the time I got out of optometry school, I was like, hey, it is what it is.
Man, my little brother he went to Tuskegee. He made his first B.
Yeah.
And I just thought he was going to lose it. He's the most chill person ever. He called me, he's like, I made a B. I was like, you all right, man? You need me to come down? He's like, nah, I'm good. I was like, yes, he finally made a B. He ain't perfect. No,
he done got humbled. No, man.
Yeah.
I remember physics 1. At Auburn, our teacher was the head of the physics department. So he was like a genius. And I had made my first C on the test. I pulled up to the office hours. I'm 38, hot tears in my eyes. What's going on? He like, Williams, what you mean? You did pretty good. You did better than 85% of the class. I'm like, but it's a C.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He ended up scaling it, but
yeah.
I'm just like, why you?
That's them. Yeah, I had one of them before. I had one of those teachers. I ain't gonna tell you what I made, but so something that I saw on the Bureau of Labor Statistics, you're in rare company. So it says that 2% of optometrists or eye doctors are Black. Did you have a lot of Black people in school with you? Okay. How many were in your class? You said 35?
Yeah, between 35 and 40. And
what was the what was the diversity like?
It was me and 2 other Black girls. And then we probably had maybe 2 other people in like minority groups.
Right. Oh, wow. And then the rest were what, white? Oh, okay. Yeah. So how does that make you feel? Like not like going down the drain or like, oh, they don't let us in? Because obviously you got to be disciplined and want to do that. Like if more, of course. I always say if more people wanted to do it, if more people had that discipline, maybe we would have more representation. You know what I'm saying? But how does that make you feel as far as like knowing that only 2% of people that do what you do look like you? Because like when I was growing up, and I had excellent doctors, you know, from different nationalities and races and everything. But it just, I don't know, I feel like it just gives you a different sense of feeling if you like,
see somebody that look like you.
Somebody that looks like you, and even as a kid saying like, oh, well, she does that, so now I can do that. Because I feel like that does something for you mentally.
Oh, for sure.
If you go see somebody that's doing something that's good and helping people that look like you. So how does that make you feel knowing that you're a part of that rare? Like, does it make you feel good? Percentage. Does it make you feel like we need more people? Like, how does that make you feel?
Like thankful that for the accomplishment, of course. But also I just don't know that people like know about it. So that's why I'm glad you're doing this. You know what I mean? And we're able to sit and have these conversations is because I don't know that a lot of people know that it's an option. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? Like they may think eye doctor like, or they may be intimidated by like, oh, going to med school or like the timeline of med school and the 3 to 4 year residency and things like that you don't have in optometry. You know what I mean? So I think it's a thing of getting that information out there.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah. Actually, man, I got friends who went to college, friends that didn't go to college, and we all doing well. But always had a debate of, you know, going to school or not going to school or doing this and doing that. And then I got some friends, you know, who are not doing so well. They're not from the perspective like they're not doing anything, but just not accomplishing things that they want to accomplish. And I just remember some conversation with some of my friends, and they'll say like, man, you going to school? Ain't nobody finna go to school for that long and do this and do that. And then you look up, and in my head, I'm like, man, that went by fast. You know what I'm saying? It goes by so fast. And then like you look at some of your friends who say that and say that, oh, that's too long. But then like, well, you right here. And I'm doing this right here. Yeah. And then when I get done, you still doing the same thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's not wasted time. It's elevating yourself. It's going to doing something, you know?
And I think also it's easy to get trapped in like a small town mentality. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, thankfully, although both my parents worked at paper mills, they did the best they can with what they had to, create a good life for us. But just seeing people around, like me and my closest friends, we still talk about like just the fact that, they called us the cheerleaders, but like we were all kind of pushed by each other. Like, oh, well, she's going here. She's applying here. I want to leave too. I want to get out of Monroeville too. So like when you hate to say it, when your mama be like, you choose your friends wisely.
Yeah,
You know, in a sense, not that you can't kick it with everybody, because I feel like I'm down to earth. I can talk to a fly.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's like having people in your life that, you know, you don't want to be doing the best all the time, because then you have nobody to like get a little push, like, oh, he's doing this, or he's taking on real estate, or he's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To give you that push, or you get to see different things. So I definitely feel like, you know, my sister also is a Auburn alum. So like seeing her go to undergrad and excel. Yeah. Motivation for sure. Yeah.
That's dope. So what would you say, what drives you to get up every day and go do what you do? You know, I know you say you homeschool your kids and stuff like that, but like what drives you to like, you know, go to work and keep doing that and not saying like, oh, I want to do something else? What drives you to stay in the lane that you're in? Right.
I would say the impact. And I would say it's a little different in optometry versus some other healthcare, where you may come in sick and you get wrote this prescription for this medication, but it's not like, I feel better. You know what I mean? And I felt like what was my wow factor in optometry is you can have a kid that comes in with no glasses, and you can, you know, figure out what's best for their eyes and what's going to be best for their vision. And I can literally build them a little trial pair of glasses, and just their little faces when you put the glasses on for the first time, and they're like, wow, like I've been missing out. You know what I mean? Because I felt like that when I got my first pair of glasses in third grade. I was like, dang, I didn't know the leaves looked like that on the trees. You know what I mean? And my mama felt terrible because she's like, dang, I didn't know she couldn't see. But I tell parents all the time, it's like, if your child doesn't have anything to compare it to, they just think that's how everybody sees. So they don't come to you saying, well, mama, this looks funny, or this looks a little blurry. They don't even know how to describe it. So I tell them a lot of time, don't feel bad. Like, So I hear you talking about your parents. You saying like they worked at paper mill, they work 12-hour shifts, you know, to provide for you and your sister, you know, and your family and siblings and all of that. So would you say your upbringing, you know, has a lot to do of like the success that you've had, you know, high school, undergrad, you know, medical school and everything? Or would you say your upbringing has a lot to do with that? Yeah, to a degree, I would say for sure. It's gonna be funny to think about it. I know we talk and discuss about, you know, how I did well in school. But my parents weren't super strict with school. It wasn't have you done your homework? Have you did this? Have you done that? So in a sense, and maybe that was kind of genetic, but me and my sister, and I could probably say my brother as well, are really self-driven. So it's like we just did it. They didn't really have to ask. Right. Which, you know, is saying it's nice as a parent, but a lot of times when I talk to people, they're like, you know, how are your parents? Were they strict on making sure? Is that why you did so well? I'm like, honestly, no. They just gave us like free, like they had expectations for us. You know what I mean? They wanted us to do well, but it wasn't like peeking over your shoulder type vibes. Yeah. But definitely seeing them work hard and build off of not even having a college degree, I'm like, it gave you all that it factor. Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's good. So do you have anything else you want to accomplish? Like, what's your next step in life? Like, you know, you still young. You know, you got a family. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 little boys. You married. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like, okay, I'm happy. Let's go on with life until we gone. Like, or you got something else you want to do? That's a good question. As far as optometry, things like this, like getting that education out there, it's fun. It's cool. Like, I enjoy that. I feel like it's impactful. You know what I mean? Do I want to run like my own practice? I would probably say no. Right. I like it being hands off. I like being able to go into work and like, you know, do the best for my patients and leave work at home. But that's just me. You know, the next person may have dreams of like owning their own practice or several practices and everything like that. But that's just me. I like to leave work at home. Right. Come home and be with my family. But one thing that I do want, I'm not sure how to get there just yet, but I want a family compound.
A family compound? What's that?
That's when like all of your immediate family and their families like live.
Oh, in the same place?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So like you'll live here, your sister and her family.
My
your
brother be here, my parents here.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yo. I ain't figured out how to get there yet, but
I don't know if me and my mama will be able to
really?
No, just
don't do that.
She gonna be mad when she see this. But yeah, that's cool.
But yeah,
I
wanna work towards that.
Yeah. Okay. That is cool. Nah, me and my brothers, we won't be able to do that. Yeah. We love each other, but we don't want to be around each other that much, you know. But yeah. But I just want to let you know I am so proud of you. I appreciate you coming and, you know, sitting down with me and doing this.
Yeah.
I remember you know, we grew up in the same church.
Oh, for sure.
And our church was like in the woods. You know, I remember getting up, going to the church, and we had a lot of, you know, it is what it is. We went to the church with a lot of old people.
Yeah, that's just what it was.
So like, whenever I would see you and I would see Joe, me and Joe used to be in the back cutting up, boy. And it made me happy to go to church because, you know, you got younger people there, you see people, and then, you know, I found out we was family.
Right.
And then I always just admire you because, you know, you were in the class ahead of me, but everybody be like, oh, she's smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just always been somebody of like intellect, and, you know, you carry yourself well, and, you know, you make a lot of people proud, and it's you represent Monroeville, you know, where we're from, very well. So I'm so proud of you, and I appreciate you so much coming through, talking to me. I know this is we're gonna get about 100 eye doctors out of this.
Yeah,
out of this podcast.
For sure.
So,
and I'm proud of you as well, even for having this idea and getting this together. And so it's super professional. And
yeah. I appreciate you. All right, so that's it. Thank you for tuning in to Drive by Jordan. We'll catch you next time.